Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode, and Bosnia! The war for Bosnian freedom resumes! Yes, last episode, as you will recall, we completed kind of our first big, milestone dungeon in this place, big group raid activity. Today, we're gonna do another one. Surprise, you can kind of do two of them sort of back to back, but first there's story quests, so let's get to those first. Marsak, hello. The look in Marsak's eyes tells you the fight for Bosnia is far from over. It pains me to say it, but we've reached a stalemate on the Bosnian southern front. The 4th Imperial Legion seems content to play the waiting game, perhaps to conserve their strength until reinforcements arrive. We must act before their ranks are replenished. There's much we wish to discuss with you, though I dare say Basalian could explain it better than I. Well, then I'll go talk to him. Hello. Allow me to cut straight to the heart of our troubles. Though we were forced to abandon the castrum, it was our hope that Messia's display of force there was no more than an act of desperation to buy them time. But since then, Queen Gunhildr has been quick to join the fray each time we engage their forces, leaving us little choice but to retreat. We have sustained heavy casualties. Many of those not slain outright have been made slaves to Messia's will. I fear she could defeat our forces utterly if she so chose. Our Dalmascan allies, however, have information to the contrary.
To put it plainly, we believe the 4th Imperial Legion has all but exhausted its resources. In the wake of Emperor Varys' death, the War of Succession has brought the whole of Garlemald to the brink of collapse. As for Gabrant, he has refused orders to return to the capital. Apparently, he harbors dreams of building some new nation on the ruins of Dalmasca.
He may once have played the loyal servant to Solus, but there was no love lost between him and Varys. It seems his allegiance to Garlemald died with the Emperor. If what you say is true, cutting ties with Garlemald has deprived his forces of any troops or supplies they would otherwise have received.
Lord Hien was quick to reach the same conclusion and ordered an assault on the 4th Imperial Legion.
That would explain why reinforcements from Gabrant have yet to reach the Bosnian southern front.
Exactly. Even as we speak, allies from both Dalmasca and Nangxia endeavor to halt their advance.
Nevertheless, our foes on the Bosnian southern front have Gunhildr's blades at their command, giving them the upper hand. Would that there were a way to free them from Messia's control.
There may yet be hope, Marsak. I recently received word from the Scions that a cure for their affliction's been found.
Good, I'm glad someone else knows of this.
However, the procedure would require a great deal of preparation, and that's to say nothing of the difficulty in employing this treatment in combat. If only I hadn't been captured by Messia, none of this would have happened.
The fault lies with me. I am the one who failed to see through her deceit. You are not to blame for any of this. Aye, no use mooning about feeling sorry for yourself. Next you'll be saying we should have never reforged the blades of Gunhildr. Commander, we've received word of another summoning. Mikoto, wait. Where are you going?
It must be the summonings, but we can think about that later. Please, Derman, you've got to stop her.
Okay, well, sounds like we had better scoot. She's got a head start. And we're back. So, status report? If the Queen were to appear, we would only be a burden. You must go on without us. Oh, okay. Seems easy enough to me. Where am I going exactly? Oh, okay. This is going to be a very long run. Let's be scooting there slightly more quickly. Via shortcuts and whatnot. I'm up to rank 13 out here now, which is pretty good. But, that still doesn't mean I should be taking on fights of, like, rank 3 or higher. Just gonna kind of try to avoid fights entirely, actually. Best I can. Oh, good. You are unharmed. Hey, wait up for the team,
Oh, sorry. Maybe wait up for the team,
Low-born traitor. Don't, Varon. You'll only provoke her. How the tables have turned. Now hold still. This won't hurt a bit. Wait! Please, don't! Something wrong, Messiah. You've spared 2 of your captives. Do it. Apologies. Seems I misspoke. If you've come to bark orders, don't bother. The next step in my plan has already been set in motion. Now, if you'll excuse me. I certainly hope she knows what she's doing. That icon of hers is all we have left to buy us time until reinforcements arrive. But what on earth could this new plan of hers be? Oh, I do so love a good scheme. Alas, I've been strictly forbidden from helping her. We're going to fall for this, aren't we? Yep, we're going to fall for this. Let us return to Gungos. I've seen more than enough. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, this place.
Not another step. We have you surrounded. It's over, Messiah. We know full well the crystal's power is spent.
That was a weird one.
Another vision. Did you see it too? Come, Dermot. We must inform the others.
I agree. Yeah, this is... okay. That's not sporting at all, little Dublin. You don't just sneak up when someone's doing cutscenes. Let me handle this. I'll see you guys back at camp. Unbelievable. Well, anyway, everyone's back safe.
A moment, please. I need to collect my thoughts before I elaborate further.
Okay. Now that Blade Durami has arrived, would you care to elucidate your findings, Mikoto?
To speak plainly, I believe the apparition summoned at Castrum Lacus Litore, and again on the southern front, is not what we would call an icon or a primal, not in the strictest sense of the term.
The hell's are you talking about, lass? I've heard me fair share of tales about primals, and what you've all told me of this Queen Gunhildr fits the description to a bloody tittle. According to our records, Queen Gunhildr wielded the power of the blade not to summon a god, but to become one, that she could protect our people.
So she made herself a vessel for its power, then? Messiah claimed that after the fourth umbral calamity was averted, the queen was able to return to her mortal form. Tales passed down through the ages state much the same. It appears Queen Gunhildr was able to call upon its power at will.
Then that would mean that a living vessel is required to wield the blade's true power. But that does not explain why it instead manifested in the form of Queen Gunhildr.
Based on our experience in the Castrum and what we observed on the southern front, I believe the blade was imbued with the Queen's memories in the form of ether at the moment of her death, and that the crystal focus was used to draw them out. Does that not sound familiar, Dermot? Ether absorbed into a vessel and thereafter used to call forth unspeakable monstrosities?
Thinking, remembering, it's been a little while, but yes.
Precisely. It's a phenomenon quite similar to the aurosite we discovered in Rabanastre. As you may recall, Argath Adolphus harbored a burning desire to rule, which was made manifest in the ruins of Lassalia.
Aye, it was the same for my brother, Bagamnan. His guilt over the deaths of the prince and princess served as a catalyst for his own grisly transformation.
Nice seeing that Evilise story kind of, not continued directly, but have more or less a follow-up, a sequel of sorts. I see. From what we've learned of the Holy Blade thus far, it has much in common with Aurosite.
This is merely conjecture, but I suspect that Save the Queen was actually crafted from Orosite and altered to amplify the desires of whoever wields it.
But who would be capable of such a feat?
I cannot say with any certainty, but together with the crystal foci, it is reminiscent of ancient Allegan technology. How it found its way into the hands of Bosnians is anyone's guess.
Now hold on a bleeding minute. Let me see if I'm understanding this right. You're saying that thing you saw in the castrum weren't no primal, but a mere sliver of the Queen's ether, what was left over in the blade?
It seems like it. But on the other hand, Messia can keep conjuring it up as many times as she wants.
Considering what it was designed for, that shade of the Queen is the least of our worries.
Indeed. Messia's ultimate goal is likely to become a vessel for the blade's power, much like the Queen did to avert the fourth umbral calamity. With apt preparation, Derman could likely vanquish this shade of Queen Gunhildr. But if Messia should succeed in bringing the full power of the blade to bear... Are you suggesting there's a chance he could lose? Impossible. Why, I can't even count the number of stories I've heard of Derman's god-slaying adventures. What's one more notch on his belt? I would rather it not come to that. Thankfully, Messia has yet to find a store of crystals suitable for her plans. And I doubt she will, for the time being, at least, if the blade was designed in like manner to the crystal foci. We must act now, while there's still time.
Works for me. This is all I had planned for today. New entries have been added to the field record and such. Not that we have time to read them, there's so much to do. Basalian would waste no time in dealing with Messia. Neither would I. We are in agreement. If Messia yet lacks what is required to fulfill her plans, then we must either wrest the blade from her grasp or destroy it. Should the situation call for it, we may need to cut her down in the process.
What if it were possible to take both Messia and the blade into our custody without conflict? As I understand it, there have been markedly fewer sightings of the Queen's apparition, correct?
Yes, and with good reason. With no means of combating such a foe, our troops have barely set foot outside of our encampments.
I believe that Messia has her own reasons for making only sporadic appearances. She must use the crystal focus to conjure Queen Gunhildr, and therein lies the rub, for its reserves of ether are not without limitation.
Then perhaps she fears the crystal focus nears exhaustion. But what prevents her from simply restoring its ether and resuming her assault?
Well, it just so happens the crystal focus requires ether of a very specific sort. We were only able to find one source, and that's still depleted from when we used it. Before we returned, Derman and I chanced to spy Messia commanding Queen Gunhildr to enslave a group of soldiers, but the apparition vanished after turning only one of them. I suspect the crystal lacked the energies necessary to complete the task.
That's all well and good, lass, but Messia ain't no fool. Until she figures out how to get that crystal focus working again, she won't be showing her face again.
She will. At least, I think she will. Derman and I shared another vision of the future.
It's true. Heading to the ruins in the midst of a storm. But for what?
Well, it looks like that part of the vision's already coming true. Thunderclouds are gathering above the southern front, and a nasty downpour won't be far behind.
Then we must make ready before the rains come in earnest. Marsak, ready the men. I understand your trepidation, Mikoto, but you must have faith in your gift. We will stop Messia.
I promise you that.
It was not by Dermond's hand alone that we survived our ordeal in Rabanastre, lest you forget. We each have our part to play, and yours is no less important than any other.
Speaking of which, you'd best be joining the others and set out before the rains come.
Yes, of course.
I suppose so. Where are we going? Back to the southern front. That makes sense. Okay. Ooh. Well, usually we go in by talking to you, but this is different. If Mikoto's vision of the future is true, this may be our only opportunity to apprehend Messia and reclaim Save the Queen.
Everything appears to be in order. Are you ready, Dermond?
I hope so. Upon speaking with Mikoto, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Oh boy. It is recommended you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. You must be a disciple of Oriya, etc. That's fine. I'm definitely one of those things. I'll be with you in 2 shakes of a Hrothgar's tail. No offense. Is that... Anyway, let's go. I guess that was, me saying I was not ready. Maybe I'll just stop using that turn of phrase, because apparently I don't even know what it means. Am I ready? I was waiting for you. Let's go. So far as expected.
Not another step. We have you surrounded.
Phew. Okay. Glad that did pan out, as the vision said.
It's over, Messia. We know full well the crystal's power is spent.
Well, I think that's our cue. Hello.
A trap.
Come out, Mikoto. I know you're here. You thought your visions of the future would offer you an advantage, but you're not the only one possessed of such gifts. Not any longer. A scholar you may be, but you are a fool to come here. Your precious knowledge will avail you naught against the kiss of cold steel.
Do not be unnerved. Without the Queen to aid them, victory may yet be ours. To arms!
Well, here we go. Take no prisoners. I want them all dead. Don't really know who I should focus on here. Hi again. Let's start with you. I suppose I should probably start with you. Come here. Don't know how sturdy all of you are. Not sure if I should try going into tank stance during such times. I think we're doing okay. We mustn't give up. You brought this on yourselves.
Yield and we may yet show mercy.
Yeah. Things everywhere. All right, God, you... Maybe I should focus on you a little bit. Remove you from the picture, if possible. I need no further interference with this situation.
My brothers and sisters have had enough.
There we go. Down for the count. Now it's just you. There you go. Hey. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Hey, how'd you get out there? That's cheating. Admirable, but futile nonetheless. Ready the Delta armor. The what? Oh, come on.
New Magitech armor. When did they find time to... No matter. We've come too far to retreat now. We must divide and conquer, Blade Durami. I will draw this one's attention.
Okay. I will see to Messia. The remaining Magitech armor is yours. Do please be careful. She's got a very good sword. Yeah. Oh, come on. It's too many. Too many. Too many. Oh boy. Knockbacks as well. That's bad for me. Okay. It's fine. Die already. Thank you. Well, have you broken the lock yet?
Yes, ma'am. Opening it now. I hope you don't mind me butting in. Rustic, what are you doing here?
I couldn't let you lot have all the fun.
Another one come crawling out of the woodwork.
Gunhilda's blades, to me! You are to protect this blade with your lives, in the name of the Queen!
Where are they going?
Ah, we've met before, that day with Radovan. But now's not the time. Go on ahead. Leave their toys to us.
We'll be right behind you. Now go. Mikoto needs you.
Ooh, Delubrum Reginae, now accessible. Or Reginae. Not sure how you're supposed to technically pronounce that Latin-derived name. Anyway, that rustic character, by the way, we wouldn't have seen him. He is a character you can run into in the initial Gunbreaker job quests. He's briefly involved there. He'll mention at one point that he intends to go and support the Bosnian resistance. Not that important, ultimately, but a neat little tie-in if you've done that job quest series previously. Anyway, we've got ourselves our next little dungeon to do, or large dungeon to do. There's nothing little about this. Lots of gameplay text on this one. Yes, okay. Cool, well, looks like we are all set up to embark on our next dungeon fight. Let me go regroup with the Dantalis regiment. And here we are. Everyone is gathered and ready to storm the Reginae. The Delubrum, I don't know. We're ready to go in, is my point. We'll get queued up and see you inside. And welcome to Delubrum Reginae. A bit of a smaller raid than the last one, just 24 players at a time. Pretty similar to your standard 24-man raid run, honestly. In structure as well. Just kind of a boss rush for the most part, without a lot of complex mechanics in between. But that's just fine. Easier for me to remember and maybe not botch.
Extraordinary. To think such vast ruins could endure underground for all these years. I pray we can find Messia before it's too late. How are we to pass?
Let me just, oop, there she goes. Let me just make sure I've got what I need here. Okay, yep, good. All set to go. Whee! And I believe I see our first boss already.
Is that... Heavens forfend. Careful, everyone.
Yes, our first boss for today, Trinity Seeker. In we go.
We are the blades of the verdant path, 3 who fight as one. All who trespass must be purged, in the name of the Queen.
The verdant path? Then this amalgamation of ether I sense is... Oh no.
Indeed. Blaj's voice says,
Before our blade, you are nothing.
so this move, these sequences of lit-up sword attacks, the boss is signaling to us the order in which it's going to do these big room-wide cleaves, so we need to remember the order the sword's lit up and get ready to move appropriately. Like so. Here's the last... Up. Got a little bit clipped by that last one. That's fine. It's fine. Everyone's alive. No problems. All good.
You would forego our mercy, then suffer by our baleful blade.
And the boss has changed form. So the way that this boss fight works...
I recognize their... I mean, it's ether. But how could this be?
You guys are talking a lot. It's hard to explain mechanics.
It's too late for you.
All right, so go hide behind the barricades, or else we're going to get hit by this attack and die. And we don't want that. There's another version of this move we might see later, where the boss will do a big knockback attack instead, in which case we would need to position to get knocked into the barricades and not into the death floor. Oh, here it is. Yep. Get knocked into the barricades and not the death floor. Very important. But yeah, as I'm trying to say, the boss will throughout this fight change forms between red, green, and blue. Anytime you see them disappear in like a little circular cloud of color, that's them changing forms. And each form has several different attacks associated with it that you gotta be ready for. I think it's about to... Yep, there it is. Green form. And in that form, the boss will start by doing this. Everyone get all stacked up in a nice little line. Share the damage. Very good. Okay, here we go. So Iron Splitter, the boss will jump to one of the rings. You see the rings of sand and tile here? Whichever one the boss is about to ignite, stand on the opposite one. So that time it ignited the sand. This time it's going to ignite the blue tiles. Stand on the sand. There we go. All good. And I think we might have another form change coming up. What color we got?
Submit, and we might offer you a merciful end.
Blue form, okay. I believe that's going to start with a big cross AoE. There you are. Look out.
Before our blade, you are nothing.
Okay, here comes the mercy sword strike things again. So, the two right-hand sides, and then the two left-hand sides. Dodge in that order, and let's see if we can do a little better this time. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay! I live.
A futile endeavor.
Seasons of Mercy. Okay, so this move has like 3 different things we need to watch out for at once. There's going to be a lattice of AoEs on the floor we need to not be standing in. Also, there's going to be a white orb. There it is. That white orb, if we look at it, it will petrify us and make us very vulnerable to getting hit by these other attacks. Also, there's that big flower AoE circle on the floor to not be standing in. It's 3 things all at once. 2 things you got to be dodging while not looking in one direction in the arena, which is... Individually, all those are very easy. But altogether, it's a lot to keep track of. We're managing, though.
We shall break you with fists of iron.
At this point, I feel like we've seen most of what this boss is going to throw at us. Unless there's one I'm forgetting, which is entirely possible.
There's no need to fear the inevitable.
Oh, yep, there's one I was forgetting. The marked players are about to get attacked with a big conal AoE, so we need to stand away from where they're standing. Oh, they're doing it again. Okay. The marked players are being very smart, moving off to one side, not overlapping so that they're getting hit by more than one, but also giving all of us plenty of room to hide. Oh, all right, it's about to ignite the sand. Stand on the blue tiles. And, oh, blue tiles are hot lava. Stand on the sand. There we go. Burn it down. How are we enjoying all this Final Fantasy XII music throughout all these, by the way? I'm enjoying all the Final Fantasy XII music in all these. I'll tell you that. Love me some Final Fantasy XII. Look out for all of that. Big slash. Almost got it, come on. Finish it.
It's too late for you.
Oh, okay, yep. Hide behind the barricades. Do not get insta-murdered. Very good. This thing's going down. Oh. Okay, well, I don't think it's going to actually happen, but there's another mechanic there where all the players get changed to another player, and then we need to run far apart to break the chains before the chains kill us both. We're fine, though. So, okay, This is going to be a fun little stretch. In the hallway between here and the next little mini-boss arena, there's a bunch of invisible mines. You remember in Eureka or in Baldesian Arsenal where there were like invisible mines that people had to scout out? Well, we have abilities where we can do that similar sort of scouting thing in advance where someone could run ahead and use a specific ability to reveal mines nearby, and then we would all just carefully run around them. Or you can do what we're about to do, or specifically I am about to do, where as a tank, you can start running ahead of everyone and pop your invulnerability move that lasts for 10 seconds and just face tank all of it. So here we go, charge! Go! Oh, no, too far. Sorry. The right turn came up a little earlier than I expected it to. I've never been here before. Sorry. And nobody got hurt. Good job, everyone.
I think we're safe. For the moment, at least.
Anyway, that's the cheesy way to get through one of these things.
Have these creatures always lived down here, I wonder? I wish we did not have to fight, but I fear they leave us little choice.
Indeed, the next little boss, or really a mini-boss, a much simpler one, will be Dahu here, whom we shall engage once everyone's all prepped and ready. I think, yes, we are ready to engage. Let's get him! Attack the big thing. So the first move I think we're going to see from this big guy is, left-handed or right-handed shockwave, which will be followed almost immediately by the other side. Always got to watch out for that second one because you're not going to get a lot of time to move. Feral Howl is going to be a knockback, which is not too big of a threat right now. There's nothing dangerous to get knocked back into, although he is going to chase it with a big AoE attack that's only aimed basically at the tank and no one else. So lucky us. Later in the fight, that knockback will be overlapped with other mechanics and we're going to have to pay more attention to where we're getting knocked around. But we're already like halfway through the thing's HP bar. Oh, okay, look out. Little tiger ads from the outside are going to start shooting little line AoEs at us as they charge across the field. And soon, after this little charge, they're going to do little AoEs around themselves, and now here comes another Feral Howl. Now we need to position to make sure we don't get knocked into the AoE of the tiger things. There we go. Oh, now it's going to do one of those rotating kind of cone AoE attacks. So just stay behind it. Honestly, we could have had this thing dead already. A lot of the folks who have been coming into these Bosnia raids have been trying to restrain their damage output a little bit so the bosses actually have time to do all their moves. Okay, so just look out for those very basic circle AoEs. Pretty straightforward. Oh, and you see the boss looks like they're kind of like coiling up ready to charge. They're about to charge. They're going to do it again. Don't be in front of them when they do the thing. There we go. And then a big fire-breathing cone AoE. Don't be in that if you can help it. Mikoto will just stand in it because that's what she does. Oh, she has like a cool little animation blinky move for like dodging it. That's cool. I didn't expect that to happen. Yay, we win.
Well fought, Derman.
Mikoto, you clearly were not watching us throughout that whole thing because I'm barely contributing. No bombs in this hallway, I don't think. I think we're safe. But yeah, if you notice, everyone in the raid seems to kind of like stop their damage output for a little stretch. It's specifically because they are collectively trying to slow the damage down and give the boss time to actually do their moves before we delete them. It's a very well-coordinated group. Hey, Future Dan here. So, fun fact, after we did this run, we did another one really quick just to get a little bit more metal for Derman. And this time we decided to speed run it, and my goodness, we got through this entire thing in like less than 20 minutes. As soon as Dantalis decided the damage constraints were off, they melted these bosses absurdly fast. Anyway, back to now Derman. Past Derman, current Derman. So now we're up to our next boss here. The Queen's Guard. These 4 kind of cute looking little mechs. Oh, apparently you can run up to these, and so long as you do not attack them, the fight won't start. So you can just stand there and say hi.
It would seem they are intent on blocking your path, but in a non-hostile way where they just let you hang out.
That was kind of nice. Get a nice up-close look at the boss without them getting all stabby. More bosses in 14 should be chill. So a fun fact, just in this particular dungeon in general, it happens throughout the game, kind of everywhere, but in this place in particular, a lot of these bosses are using animation skeletons pulled from other... You know what, they can wait for later.
Halt! By order of Queen Gunhilda, the punishment for trespassing is death.
Are they too under the influence of Save the Queen? I suppose we have no choice but to fight.
Indeed we do. Right now we have to fight all of them, so we're kind of just trying to AoE them down. As soon as they hit around 80% health, they're going to bail, and we'll start fighting them one at a time. This is a pretty easy boss fight, in part because it's partly a tutorial for fights to come.
Weapons armed.
So first fight is the Queen's Gunner, who really only has one unique mechanic move, Automatic Turret, which is incoming, where they're going to place some of these little turret mech ad things and then aim a shot at it. The turrets are going to reflect that shot in the direction they're pointed. So you just need to not be standing in front of the shot or in front of wherever those little turrets are pointing. And that's basically the only move Queen's Gunner has, outside of just like some basic raid-wide damage attacks, maybe a tank buster. Pretty straightforward. Oh, here, they're about to do the turret again. Ooh, with 4 of them this time. Okay, find the safe place, find the safe place. I think this will work. Yes, we're good. Burn it down. We got 3 more of these to fight. There we go. I say there I guess it's gonna finish the move first. And there we go. There we go. Now for Queen's Warrior.
Those who play are already lost.
This one's main mechanic is Bomb Slinger, where it's going to throw a bunch of bombs around the floor. Some are big, some are small. Then,
know the weight of this burden.
It's going to use above board, which will fling all of us up into the air. And then the heavier things, like the big bombs, will fall first, and the rest of us will fall later. So we wanted to position in front of the big bombs, which are heavier. That's how gravity works. I'll be taking no further questions at this time. There is an alternative version of this move, though, which the boss might survive long enough to show us. Okay, yeah, here comes Bomb Slinger again, where they're gonna drop all the big and little bombs across the floor, but this time they're gonna use reversal of forces and switch the weight of all of these things. So we need to stack up on the small bombs so that when everything falls, the small bombs fall first and explode, and we fall in time with the large bombs. You get the idea. Nice and easy. Or they'll be defeated and just the move will end. Queen Soldier is next. Hello.
Your demise is ordained. I am all and I am none. Who am I?
Okay, so this boss's fun little move is it creates a bunch of clones and then tethers to 2 of them before doing a big AoE. The 2 it tethered to are the real ones. So we're gonna see AoEs come out from all of these, but do not be fooled by his illusions. Look closely and you'll see the truth of their stratagems. So yes, you see the floor is completely covered, but 2 of these are fake. And those 2 are real. You're playing little robot mind games. So that's pretty much their one move. Actually, no, I guess, okay, so this time they're gonna do that move again, but they're gonna try to play a little shell game with us. So, those 2 are the real ones, the dangerous ones, but now the little clones are gonna jump around. Reposition. So I'm just gonna stick near to this one who I know is fake. Quickly, there we go. Safe. Yeah. All good. Well, all but one good. We'll get them fixed up quick. And finally, Queen's Knight.
In the name of the Queen.
The Knight has the easiest of the lot, mechanics-wise. There's Sword Omen and Shield Omen. When we see swords, stand back, because it's going to be a little circle AoE there, not long after. If we see shields, it'll be a donut attack, so stand nearby. Very straightforward and basic. There's the shields. And as soon as this optimal play goes off, donut AoE. And that's what they got. Not a lot of complexity to Queen's Knight. Now, once we defeat Queen's Knight here, there's going to be one last phase of the fight where all 4 of them, there they are, drop back in.
You shall perish long before our defenses are breached.
They're going to come in here and start charging a big enrage raid wipe move.
This does not bode well, Derman. We have to stop them.
All right, we're working on it. Now they're all shielded up by ethereal wards, so we need to destroy all the wards before they can charge up their big move, which shouldn't be too big of a problem. One thing we need to watch out for is Coat of Arms, which is about to go off, which will create these little barriers to 2 of their sides. If we attack those barriers, it'll reflect and hurt us. So we want to not be attacking where the barriers are. We want to like flank them or be in front or behind them, wherever is safe. 1 left, and done.
Fall back, fall back. The queen cannot be left unguarded.
And that's another boss complete.
If they were placed here to save the Queen, then Messia must be ahead. Quickly!
She is indeed just ahead, but not like directly ahead. We have another mini-boss or so to do first. Like this one. The Bosnian Phantom. Another pretty easy one, but with a fun mechanic that it is easy to get hit by.
Spirits. Even in death, they're denied solace. Let us lay them to rest.
That's the plan.
Who dares disturb our slumber? Despair shall subsume those who disrupt our rest.
So as we beat up on the Phantom here, we got some danger zones on either side of the arena, and you see the circle and the square here. That's forecasting which attacks are about to go off here. We want to be following this cascade of donut AoEs. This is kind of the safe zone. You see these little dots on the floor, kind of in front of us that we're going to? That's going to be the center for each one of these donut AoE attacks, and they happen pretty fast, so you just want to be paying attention to those dots and staying in the center of the incoming, that was close, of the incoming donut AoE. We're doing fine. So yeah, we want to be lining up in front of those ring circles where the donuts are going to be coming from, because otherwise you see the square is just going to be a big AoE across the entire segment of floor there. That will just hurt. You don't want to be in front of that one. So here we go again. Get ready to move from dot to dot to dot on this line. I really do appreciate how they keep putting handy little guides for raid mechanics into the tiles of the floor in a way that just looks decorative unless you know what's coming. It's very clever, honestly. And oh, okay, here's the other mechanics that this boss can do. Summon, which will summon an ad of themselves, kind of a clone, over outside, who's going to do a big knockback attack from this side. It's not going to knock us too far, but we do want to position carefully to not get knocked into the danger zone. Look out for that. This knockback will be combined with the cascading donut AoE dodging thing shortly, if the boss lives that long, and I'm kind of doubting it.
There's no leaving this place, mortals.
Oh, nope, they might actually manage it. Yep, here comes the summon. So for this one, you want to be knocked back into the center of where one of the first donuts will be, I think, which I think is here. I think it's on this spot. It's like the 3rd dot from the end. Should be the right distance to get you knocked into the donut. And okay, I have misjudged which dot I was on. I think I might have been on the 4th dot, in fact. I'm okay. I think someone put re-raise on me. I'm all right. I was so confident.
At last, our souls may rest.
May they find peace in the ethereal sea.
Let's collect our goodies and move forward. Now we've got mines in this area again, and this time we're going to try to do them properly. So, one of our rogues has come equipped with a particular action, which allows them to reveal mines near them, so they're going to pretty carefully move forward using that action over and over to reveal any mines on the floor. This is the intended way to do the mechanic. The devs did not entirely intend for a tank to just use their invulnerability and charge through the entire minefield. But you have to admit that it's the much more fun way to do things. But okay, I think Kaleni is going to be doing our reveals. Yep. And none so far. Just follow the mine finder. Oh, there's one of them. Stay away from that. Do not touch. You see the mines have different symbols. They do different things. The little orangey ones will do just a huge, probably insta-kill amount of damage to anything nearby. The purple one poisons you. It's a bad poison that could kill you pretty fast. And I think there's going to be some on this side too. Most likely.
Careful. There may yet be more traps here.
And there are 2 more. I think we're through. Yep. Fantastic. Next boss, Trinity Avowed.
I believe the worst is past. There's still no sign of Messiah. Another of the tempered blades. Gods, what has Messiah done?
So this boss has a very fun mechanic. I'll try to explain.
Death to those who dare defy the Queen. So it is decreed, and so it shall be.
More souls made thrall to Messiah and Queen Gunhildr. Why did it come to this?
So the boss has got several various AoE attacks of numerous kinds, but the most interesting attacks are ones which force us to play a hot and cold game.
No matter the cost, you must be dealt with.
First, we need to watch out for these, though. Sometimes the boss is going to summon a weapon. Might be a staff, might be a bow, might be a sword and shield. Depending on the weapon they conjure into hand, they will do one of 3 different AoEs. That one was the staff, so it was a little point-blank AoE around themselves.
A ruin of ice and fire upon thee.
Okay, so I've been tagged, as you can see on screen, with 1 little pip of heat here. And the following mechanic from the boss, first these proximity AoEs, just going to drop some rocks. Each of these rocks is going to have a temperature associated with it, and I need to neutralize my current temperature down to 0. So I'm going to stand in the 1 pip of ice AoE, let it hit me, and there we go. All better. Yay, we pass. There are several different versions of this mechanic that all work a little bit differently. We're probably going to see all of them. This might be my favorite mechanic in this particular raid. I quite like it. Oh, look out. They've armed themselves with a bow. We need to stand behind them.
The Queen's decree must needs be fulfilled. We'll bathe this chamber in flames if we must.
Oh, and they certainly are about to. Okay, so first, don't be standing in big fire. But now, we're about to get tagged with another temperature. Which one am I going to get? 1 cold. Okay, so I'm going to need to get hit by a 1 heat attack. That attack is going to come from the far side of the floor. You see this lattice, well, not really a lattice, just this pattern on the floor that's been put here. There's swords across the way that each have a different temperature associated. I need to get hit by 1 heat. This is basically a ladder game thing. Every time the swords hit a turn, they're going to take it. So you need to figure out where your temperature sword is going to end up and get hit by it to neutralize your temperature. In this version of the raid, they kind of do those little trace lines showing exactly where each sword is going to go and end up, which is nice of them. In the harder version of this same raid, they do not give you the hint. You just need to look at the pattern, see where your temperature sword is, and figure out where it's going to end up. Quickly. Or so I hear.
Like animals to slaughter, we shall cut you down.
Okay, now the boss has conjured the sword and shield, which means the only safe place is right in front of them. It's pretty much the only 3 weapon-based attacks they do. Staff, bow, or sword and shield. We've seen them all. Now for the 3rd version of temperature. I am too hot right now. The boss is going to do these big swiping attacks with a sword with a different temperature associated. So I need to get hit by this 2 cold pips one to neutralize. There we go. Now I just need to not get hit by any others. Remain at neutral normal temperature. Do not be too hot. Do not be too cold. Be just right. Going very smoothly so far.
Let our magic become flesh, a redoubtable vessel to fulfill the Queen's will.
Okay, the boss has summoned a bunch of clones on the outside. They're about to do a big column attack in front of themselves. Just find a safe space between. And there you go. We've seen most of what they're going to do at this point.
No matter the cost, you must be dealt with.
Okay, conjuring another weapon. Oh, it's a staff. Okay, back up, back up. And we're good. Another hot and cold game coming up. We've seen all three of the variants of it, so okay, I've got one heat.
You doubt our power? Behold!
Okay, it's gonna be the first one again with the rocks. I think this is a slightly more complex version of it. Yes, okay, so now we have, there's like one little rock here that has one cold and another one that has 2 pips of cold, so you need to appropriately balance. I think previously they didn't have the varying levels of heat or cold. And I think that added little wrinkle of complexity. Oh, didn't even see those lining up. I think that added little wrinkle of complexity will be added to the other hot and cold games as well. So when it summons the swords, doing the ladder game across the arena, one of them will be like 1 heat, another will be 2 heat, one will be 1 cold, another will be 2 cold. And we need to line up in front of the right one. If it gets that far, there's not a lot of time left in this fight, judging by the health bar.
Surrender now and perhaps we'll show you mercy.
Whoop, that's a bow. Get behind. And I think, okay, we're about to get the clones outside the arena again. Okay, safe here, yep, all good. I think folks are slowing damage output a little bit. They're wanting to see one more, oh, they want to see this variant of this hot and cold game before the boss melts. So, all right, I am 1 heat.
I have you now.
All right, I need a sword with 1 cold, 1 cold, 1 cold. There you are. Okay, he's here, yes. Okay, there we go. We live.
The end is nigh.
Burn it down. Finish the fight. We've still got a final boss to get to. Die. And we win.
We have failed our duty, our queen.
All right, grabbing stuff.
These ruins are endless. Where could she be?
Here we go. Some very ornate halls. I love all the tile work in the decor and the architecture of Bosnia stuff. I'm told, by the way, that this big cat statue is involved in an actual mechanic thing in the harder version of this raid. Here it's just pretty decor, but apparently you've got to like do something to miniaturize yourself to get inside there and deal with that statue somehow, or else it's going to become an added problem in this next in this next boss fight somehow. I don't know. I haven't even done this version of this raid before. I'm just repeating what more experienced players have told me. Pretty. At last, the power to reclaim what is mine, what is ours.
The will of Queen Gunhildr shall not be denied. All who oppose Bosnia must fall.
It is the Queen, our final boss for today.
By the gods, she's become a vessel for the blade's power.
Cool design, too. I likes it. And I believe we're all ready to go. Oh, they want me to charge in ahead first. Apparently there's some dialogue or something.
I am Gunhildr. I am Queen. Bosnia is mine to rule, now and forevermore.
She's become a vessel for the blade's power. Derman, I'm afraid she must be slain. There's no other way.
All right. This move, Empyrean Iniquity, we're going to be seeing a lot of it. It's just a big hurt everyone in the raid move to keep the healers on their toes constantly. Also some big hits on the tank throughout. Not just tank busters, but I think they also apply like a bleed and like a doom effect. It's very mean. Healers have a lot to do in this fight.
Lady of Blades, bring forth my betrayers. Purify their hearts and return them to glory. Hearken now to clarion call of war. The time for battle has come.
So, you might notice the floor is a chessboard. This is important. The two ads are about to walk forward a certain number of paces based on how many red dots you see on them. Once they reach their final destination, they're going to do a big cross AoE in that place. So you need to kind of like see where the ads have been dropped, where they're facing, and how many dots they have to see where they're about to do the big cross AoE and figure out where it's going to be safe to stand. Does that make sense? I think we're going to see this a few times, so don't worry. If you miss it the first time around, you'll have plenty of chances. And there's another mechanic involving that chessboard floor as well, so chess enjoyers rejoice. Okay, for this move, you see these little glowy lines in the tiles in the floor. Wherever those lines meet is going to be a little circle AoE, so we're just standing way over here. Ooh, oh, okay, look out. Heaven's Wrath. This one is going to be a big knockback from this line, and you obviously want to be standing on this side of that line, because the knockback is definitely going to throw you into the death floor if you're on the other side of it. So far, so good, though. Our poor healers are doing a great job of keeping up. Okay, chess, once again. Now you see the two bots, and they're about to be tagged with that number of dots. Okay, so they're going to move forward 3 paces and 2 paces. So, oh, okay, we can just stand right on the boss and be fine.
You think yourself beyond judgment?
So far, look out. Judgment Blade. That will be a big attack through the center, and also an attack on the entire side wherever the boss's sword arms are raised. So you want to be on the other side, opposite the sword arms.
Never again shall Bosnia come to harm. I will not allow it. Mine is the just path, the righteous path, and I'll not suffer a second betrayal.
Okay, now we're entering the second phase of the fight, which is similar to the first, but with a couple of added complications.
Are you all right, everyone?
How can this be? No, I will not let it end like this.
What new wrinkle are we going to see first? I don't remember.
Lady of Blades, I beseech you, grant me the strength to overcome our oppressors, to reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Oh, it's chess. Oh, okay, a variant of chess. So, we've been tagged with dots this time. You only see it on me, but it's on everybody else as well. 4 dots, you see? I'm going to have to move exactly this many tiles away from my current position now. Until I get down to 0 dots, and then I need to stay on that tile, not move. And it does need to be like 4 tiles away. If I tried to like just move a couple tiles and then go back, the dots would come back. I do need to be some distance away from my original place.
As strange as it may sound, I suspect we must march as well if we mean to avoid coming to harm.
Works pretty good. Pretty easy to do, but later we're going to have to do that in combination with the ads dropping in with their own dots. So we gotta wind up in a safe place to stand. We might be doing that now. Nope, nope. This is the other fun complication. This might look familiar. In this second phase of this queen boss fight, she starts bringing in her queen's guard to do their one mechanic thing. So we just saw those little automatic turrets reflecting, and now we need to position. Oh, nope, nope, nope. We need to position near big bombs. Except we're about to get knocked back as well, so okay, this one's fine. Whew. So yeah, now some of the queen's attacks are going to overlap with some of the mechanics from the queen's guard fight earlier. The queen's guard are only going to bring in like one of their mechanics each. Some of them only had one mechanic. So it's not too much to remember, but it is a lot overlapping, which can get a little tricky to mentally juggle. All right, we're playing chess, and now I think we're overlapping our things. So the bots are going to move 1 and 3 tiles, and I've got to move 3 tiles. Where am I going to go to be safe from this? Okay, I'm going to go left. 1, 2, 3, and that should do it, because you're moving 1 tile forward, the other one's moving 3, which should go past me. Yes, yes. I am genius. That one's a little tricky. Glad it worked out. I think before long we're going to see one more combination move with some of the Queen's Guard mechanics. Oh, there they are. Who's going first? Let's see. Oh, yeah, this is the one with the clones. We got to figure out whose AoEs are real. So, okay, those two are the actual attacks. This one's safe. I think they're going to do their shell game. Maybe. Or maybe they won't. I hope they don't. Just for simplicity. Okay, no, they're staying put. Thank goodness. And then... oh, sword arms. Sword arms. Get to the opposite side. And then, what are you going to do? Shield. Okay. Donut, get close. They do stagger these attacks a little bit, so it's not like all of them happening at the exact same time. And thank goodness. This is enough to juggle as it is. Burn that health bar down. Finish the fight. Let's go! Look out for tiles while going! I need to move further away from here. Yes. There we go. Oh, wait, I see. Yeah, okay, we got a couple more bots outside. We're gonna do chess again. Nope, never mind. Chess is canceled. No more chess for anyone. No, we've suffered too long for it to end this way. Bosnia's ours. If we cannot have it, no one will. And thus, the fancy unicycle did vanish. And there's the raid! Well done, all of you. Reginae the heck out of that Delubrum. A nice, smooth run. Where'd they go? Glennie, where'd they go? Good. Where are you guys hiding? Oh, they're back there. Okay, I saw them. I'll go join them in a second. Mikoto, did you say things? Where could she have gone? I don't know. I'm gonna grab my stuff real quick. Hang on. Come on. There. Okay. Now let me go join the group by the pretty tree crystal. I love that they let us go back here. How nice of them. But yes, big thanks to these people for a very smooth run of Delubrum Reginae. Thanks for doing all the preparation in advance. Thanks for making time to help me record this. As ever, y'all are the best, and I appreciate it very much. But okay, we still got a little story waiting for us outside. Let's get out there.
Blade Dorami, Mikoto, are you all right? Is she...
No, merely unconscious.
Let us take her with us back to Utya's Aegis without delay. I fear Imperial reinforcements will be upon us ere long. It was far from easy, but thanks to the two of you, we've succeeded in reclaiming Save the Queen. But it was a victory bought with great sacrifice. Under the Blade's influence, many of Gunhilder's blades were transformed beyond recognition. At least now their suffering is at an end. A heavy loss for the Resistance, 'tis true. But having wrested Save the Queen from the hands of the 4th Legion, we may resume our offensive unimpeded. And we must do so quickly, while they remain few in number.
What will become of Messia?
For now, she will remain in solitary confinement in Gangos. First and foremost, we must deal with the threat of the 4th Imperial Legion. Once they have been routed, she will be made to stand trial for her crimes. Espionage, primal summoning, the tempering of Gunhilder's blades, she has much to atone for. As do many of our people, I would say. For it was the callousness and cruelty of those seeking the glory of our forebears that drove her to side with the Empire. Nevertheless, it is no excuse for her transgressions. As for Save the Queen, it should go without saying, we mustn't allow it to fall into the wrong hands again. I thought perhaps it could be destroyed, but I've yet to leave so much as a scratch on the accursed thing. I think it best if you were to take it, Mikoto. No doubt its study would prove a most illuminating experience for you. Unless, of course, you would rather it be locked away. I shall defer to your judgment. Mikoto! No! Mikoto, is something wrong?
No, I'm fine. Merely tired is all.
Then I bid you return to Gangos and rest. You've more than earned it.
What in the world?
About damned time. Now that we command the skies, they're done for. Quickly, we must withdraw to Gongos. At last, victory is within our grasp.
Ooh, that looks cool. Past to rest. Save the Queen, Chapter the 3rd. Boy, I need tea. One moment. Boy, that helps. Okay. All right. Marsak, thank you for your patience.
Gods preserve us. I did not think they would go so far as to deploy a warship. Though the odds are stacked against us, we've come too far to abandon our home. I'll send word to Lord Hien that we may begin preparations to make a final stand. If we fail, it will be the end for Bosnia. When the final battle is upon us, I pray we can count on your aid one last time.
Oh, absolutely. It's what I'm here for. I'm having so much fun. You can now exchange Bosnian coins for gear, doesn't matter. Okay. For subsequent, doesn't matter. And there we go. Very good. Well, I hope you have all enjoyed this additional little dungeon raid thing. We'll have one more to do, but much grinding to be done first. And a new area and everything. Please look forward to it. I'll see you next time for the start of that. Take care, everyone. And goodbye.